Daily learning.
Morning mist. One of my favorite things I like when I wake up in the morning. Every morning, when I slowly open my eyes and the quiet world outside is still wrapped in the softness of dawn, there is something that always greets me with a gentle presence, something that feels like a secret shared only between me and the earth. That is the morning mist, which to me has always been one of the most beautiful gifts that nature leaves behind before the day grows brighter. As I step outside, usually while the air is still cold enough to make my skin tingle and my breath turn into little white clouds, I can see the mist resting low over the ground, wrapping the trees, the grass, and even the rooftops with a veil so delicate and fragile that I almost feel afraid to disturb it. Yet at the same time, I cannot help but stare at it with a quiet admiration. Whenever I see the mist floating gently over the fields, I always feel as though time itself has decided to pause for a while, and it makes me realize how beautiful stillness can be, because in that soft haze, everything appears calmer. The noise of daily life seems far away, and my heart feels lighter, almost as if the mist has the power to absorb my restless thoughts and turn them into something softer. The reason why I love morning mist so much is not just because of how it looks, though it is indeed breathtaking, but also because of the way it makes me feel connected to something larger than myself. For the mist reminds me that the earth breathes, that the air holds stories from yesterday, and that the water rising from the ground and floating above it is part of a circle that never ends. A circle that ties me gently to the rhythm of life. Often, while walking through the mist, I notice how the sunlight slowly begins to fight its way through the haze. There is something so magical about the way golden rays scatter, creating an almost dreamlike scene where the edges of trees blur and the outlines of houses fade, making the world appear both mysterious and tender at the same time. In moments like that, I find myself slowing down, taking deeper breaths, and realizing that I rarely appreciate simple things enough. It is because I spend so much time rushing from one responsibility to another, yet when the mist surrounds me, I remember that beauty does not always come in loud colors or grand gestures. Sometimes it comes in silence, in softness, and in the kind of atmosphere that feels like a whisper more than a song. There are days when the mist is so thick that I can barely see a few steps ahead, and instead of feeling anxious about not being able to see the road clearly, I feel comforted. Because life itself is often uncertain and unclear, and the mist becomes a reminder that it is okay not to know everything at once. It is okay to walk slowly, and it is okay to let things reveal themselves little by little. When the mist covers the world, I often imagine that I am walking through a painting where the brushstrokes are blurred and soft, where colors bleed into each other, and where nothing has sharp edges. And in that vision, I feel both small and infinite. Small because I am just one person in this vast and mysterious creation, but infinite because my heart expands when I realize I am allowed to be part of such quiet beauty. Even though the mist disappears quickly once the sun grows stronger, the memory of it stays with me, and I carry it through the rest of my day, like a secret strength, reminding me that mornings can be gentle beginnings. That life can start softly before it turns busy and noisy, and that I can choose to keep a little piece of that calm inside me no matter what happens later. Sometimes, I think the reason why morning mist touches me so deeply is because it holds a sense of impermanence, because I know it will not last long, and perhaps that is what makes it precious. Since things that stay forever are often taken for granted, but things that vanish quickly teach us to pay attention, to look closer, and to love the present moment as it is. While standing in the middle of misty air, I often remember childhood mornings when I would run through the fields near my house. feeling the cool wetness on my skin and seeing the grass sparkle with drops of water that looked like tiny jewels. And those memories always return with such clarity whenever I see the mist today, reminding me that beauty has always been with me, waiting for me to notice it. There is also a spiritual feeling in the mist, something almost sacred, because it makes the world look hidden yet revealed at the same time, as those secrets are being protected and truths are being whispered only to those who are willing to stand still long enough to listen. And in that stillness, I feel my own soul grow quieter, more open, and more grateful. Even when I am tired or my mind feels heavy, stepping into the mist has a way of softening the weight I carry, because the air itself seems gentler, wrapping around me like a light blanket, reminding me that no matter how chaotic life feels, there is always a place of peace waiting at the beginning of each day. When the mist finally fades and the world becomes clear again, I often feel a little sadness, but at the same time I also feel gratitude, because I know that tomorrow, if I wake up early enough, I will meet it again, and it will greet me with the same quiet beauty, as if no time has passed at all. So, morning mist is not just a weather phenomenon for me. It is a companion, a teacher, and a reminder of gentleness. It is one of my favorite things because it teaches me patience, gratitude, and the value of soft beginnings, and every time I see it, I feel that the day ahead of me has already given me a gift before it even started. And maybe now, as you imagine it with me, you can picture the way the mist curls softly over the fields, the way it hides the world just enough to make everything look mysterious, and the way it slowly lifts when the first sunlight touches it. So I wonder if you too have ever paused for a moment in front of such quiet beauty, letting it hold you still before life begins rushing again. And if you have, then perhaps you know exactly why morning mist is one of the things I cherish most whenever I wake up. But if you have not, then maybe the next time you wake up early and the air outside is cool and silent, you can step outside and notice if the mist is waiting there. And if it is, I hope you let yourself stand still for a while, because you might feel the same calmness wrapping around you, the same sense of being part of something larger, or even just the small joy of realizing that the simplest things often stay with us the longest. So I leave you with this thought. Mornings will always come, but mist will not always be there. Whenever it does appear, treat it like a rare gift, breathe it in slowly, carry it with you quietly. And maybe, just like me, you will find yourself smiling for no reason at all, simply because the day began in the softest and most beautiful way it possibly could.